7 years ago, he was sent home with a devastating 50.5% score, labeled a loser in his own country. Today, that same man has shattered BGT records. This is the heart-wrenching truth behind the trauma that fueled Matty Juniosa's rise from national failure to global phenomenon. Dark shadows from the Mandaluyong stage. Even as Matty Juniosa bathes in the golden light of the London stage, there is a ghost from the past that follows his every step in silence. Long before the world knew him as the owner of the double golden buzzer, Matty was a young man shattered into pieces under the pressure of Idol Philippines 2019. It was on that stage that for the first time he had to swallow the bitter pill that his immense talent was not enough to win the hearts of the people in his own homeland. That defeat was not just an ordinary failure, it was a deep psychological trauma because he felt he had failed his big dream in front of millions of eyes. Every note he sings now is actually an effort to heal the old wound he kept hidden behind a brave smile for 7 years. Matty is not competing against other contestants on BGT. He is fighting a desperate war to defeat the memory of his own failure that once made him feel worthless as an artist. The mystery of the lethal 50.5%. One of the most painful yet confusing facts in Matty's career history is the 50.5% statistic that caused his elimination from the top 12.
That razor-thin number was the combined result of judge scores and public voting, which ultimately became the death sentence for his journey in that national competition. Vocally and technically, Matty was actually above the average of the other contestants at the time, but he failed to build a strong emotional bridge with the viewers at home who controlled the votes. The Philippine public back then might not have been ready for a performance style considered too different or too theatrical compared to conventional pop standards. That 50.5% figure now serves as a symbol of how cruel an entertainment industry can be, discarding extraordinary talent simply due to a lack of popularity. For Matty, that number is a reminder that on stage, vocal quality alone is never enough without a strategy to win the hearts of the people who hold the fate of a star. Vocal contrast between ambition and maturity. If we compare recordings of Matty in 2019 to his performances in 2026, we see a vocal transformation that is stark and extraordinary. On the Idol Philippines stage, Matty performed with overflowing ambition, often forcing complex vocal techniques just to prove he could do them. His voice then felt raw and full of tension, as if he were screaming for help to be recognized by skeptical judges and audiences. However, on the BGT stage, we see a Matty who is much calmer, more mature, and possesses precise emotional control in every breath.
He no longer tries to prove everything in one song. Instead, he lets every word in the lyrics tell its own story through a voice texture that is now much richer. This maturity is the result of years of life experience in Scotland, which transformed his ambitious vocals into a magical and lethal storytelling instrument. Wounds transformed into the strongest motivation. The trauma of past failure is often a deadly poison, but for Matty Juniosa, that wound was successfully converted into nuclear fuel that propelled his career to a global level. He openly admits that the loser label he received in his own country is the primary reason he dared to leave all comfort behind to move to Europe. The shame and dissatisfaction with his past results made him never feel satisfied with mediocre achievements during his studies in Glasgow. Every night as he worked as an unknown cafe waiter, the shadow of his Idol Philippines failure appeared to remind him never to give up again. Matty understands that without the pain of that rejection, he might never have possessed the steel-like mentality he showed in front of Simon Cowell. This is clear proof that a traumatic failure can be a blessing in disguise if someone has the courage to rise and rewrite their destiny in a far more spectacular way. Is the Philippines now haunted by regret?
Now, as Matty Juniosa's name headlines various international news outlets, a massive question is emerging among the Philippine public. Do they regret sending him home back then? Social media in the Philippines is now filled with heated discussions about how wasteful it was to let a talent as massive as Matty slip through the fingers of the local industry. Many new fans feel that the past voting system made a huge mistake by prioritizing popularity over pure vocal quality. There is a sense of pride mixed with collective shame in seeing a son of the nation have to receive the highest validation on British soil rather than in his own home. This phenomenon has created a wave of reflection in the Philippine music industry regarding how they appreciate unique talents that do not fit standard market molds. This public regret has actually become an advantage for Matty, as he now receives massive support from supporters in the Philippines who want to redeem their past mistakes. Mental duel: local pressure versus global stage. The difference in pressure Matty felt on the local Philippine stage and the global British stage has been significant in shaping his current character. In the Philippines, he had to fight family expectations and rigid standards of beauty and idol personality that often restricted an artist's expression.
Meanwhile, on the BGT stage, he was given wider space to show his true self, including his theater background, which was previously considered unmarketable in the local pop market. An international environment that is more open to diversity in talent made Matty feel freer to experiment with his voice without fear of personal judgment. This shift in mentality allowed him to perform with full confidence, something difficult to achieve while burdened by the industry standards of his homeland. Matty proves that sometimes an artist must leave their own environment to find a place where their true talent is actually appreciated and placed on the highest podium. Visual transformation: erasing the old image. One of the ways Matty healed his trauma was by undergoing a radical visual transformation so he would no longer be recognized as the person who lost in 2019. The change in his physical shape and fashion style is not just a matter of aesthetics, but a symbolic statement that he has been reborn as a new human being. Standing on the BGT stage, Matty looks much fresher, more modern, and possesses the aura of an international star ready to dominate the global market. The image of the old Matty filled with doubt has been buried under a new, charismatic appearance full of stage allure. This transformation helped him release the psychological burden of the past, allowing him to stand tall before the judges without feeling tied to his physical failures in his youth.
With this new look, he wants the world to see him not as a contestant trying his luck again, but as a winner who has just arrived from the future to take his delayed throne. Dissecting judge critiques: Philippines versus United Kingdom. It is fascinating to dissect the difference between the critiques Matty received from judges in the Philippines and the praise he receives from judges in the UK today. In the Philippines, judge critiques were often focused on technical aspects in minute detail, but sometimes forgot the charisma and personal uniqueness of a singer. Conversely, BGT judges like Simon Cowell and Amanda Holden look at the complete package of an entertainer, including how Matty can sell a story and energy to millions. This difference in perspective shows that Matty's talent is indeed better suited for an international industry scale that values originality and dramatic stage power. Judges in the UK were able to see commercial potential in Matty that might have been overlooked by judges in his homeland due to fundamental differences in market taste. The praise of sensational and masterclass from the BGT judges is the final form of validation that automatically crumbles every harsh critique he received during his difficult times in local talent searches. The power of diaspora support: public vote redemption. Matty's past failure in public voting is now being repaid in full through the massive support of the Filipino diaspora community worldwide, uniting to see him win.
Millions of Filipinos living abroad now feel a moral responsibility to ensure Matty never loses again due to a lack of votes. This phenomenon has created a massive and organized voting force, making him one of the contestants with the strongest social media support in BGT history. This support is not just about nationalism, but a form of collective redemption for a public mistake that once sent him home in the 2019 Top 12. Matty now realizes that the public voice that once destroyed him is now the strongest defensive fortress that will carry him to the championship at the grand final. This shift in public support is a beautiful plot twist in his life narrative, proving that the right time and place can turn a loser into a beloved national hero. Heading to the final: erasing the loser label forever. Matty's journey toward the BGT Grand Final in May 2026 is his final mission to erase the singing competition loser label that has haunted him for the past 7 years.
He doesn't just want to win a trophy, he wants to make a firm statement to the world that one past failure will never define a person's future. With 2 golden buzzers in hand, Matty is halfway toward a historic victory that will change his life and the perspective of the music industry in his country. He now stands as a symbol of hope for everyone who has ever been rejected, insulted, or sent home from their big dreams in their youth.
The final will not just be a singing competition, but a closing ceremony for the chapter of trauma in his life to open a new page as an international legend. Matty Juniosa has proven that the best way to get revenge on past failure is to achieve a success so great that the world cannot stop talking about it. His journey from a 50.5% loss to an absolute victory on the world stage is the most dramatic epic of redemption in this decade.